Yo, what is up, guys? Cool Beham 412 here. Anyways, it's been a long time since I've did a live stream, but basically, I thought it was time to do another Q&A because it's been a long time since you guys have had a Q&A because it's been a long time since I've had one because I thought it'd be the best time to go live once again to do another Q&A. So basically, as you guys could tell, I'm using a new camera, but however, I just got myself a laptop on my birthday week. And basically, as you could tell, there were some changes. Oh, hey, Jordan. But basically, this is a Q&A live, so I thought maybe do a Q&A with you guys. So if you guys got any questions for me, feel free to go ahead and leave me a question. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and leave an update while I'm ahead. So basically, with a lot going on these days, it's just that things have been changing as of late on this channel. But knowing it's a new era and it's 2021, I'm just hoping everyone is safe out there and hoping that everyone is okay. And yet, everything these days has been going pretty hard, but it's just not been going too well after last year. But after everything I've been through, I know it's just not me out there that's going through a lot. It's also everyone I know. So I just hope everyone is safe, making sure everyone's okay. So now, basically, I just want to say, though, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you all so much for the support you've been giving me for the past few years on this channel because it's been a wild ride since I've been on YouTube. And so basically, if anyone's got any questions, now's the time. Because basically, this is a Q&A after all, so I thought maybe go ahead and answer one of you guys' questions. So, I already know that there's a lot more to talk about, but I just don't want to talk about it. But basically, I have a lot in my mind right now since I'm trying to think on what to do next. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. But basically, as you guys can tell, for my birthday week, I got myself some new bed sheets. And it's obviously amazing, but there's just a lot more that I can handle these days. But, and speaking of my birthday week, I also got something very, very amazing. I'm going to show you guys what I got. So, hang on. I even got this bad boy right here. The old Winged Eagle Championship. And I believe it's one of the best championships I've ever gotten. Because, as you could tell, this is the old school version. And I believe one of the most amazing that a collector would have in his collection. Look at this. This is old school. Came around since the 1980s, even the late 1990s. And on my birth year, it was 1996 that this title still remained in existence. But basically, thanks, Jordan. Basically, though, this title here has been through a lot at a time. It's been around since the late 1980s and the 90s. But Stone Cold Steve Austin was the last superstar to win this title and basically add it to his resume after winning the title from Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 14. But that was tremendous history. But this is one of the most amazing titles I got in my collection. But now then, on the other hand, there's a lot I have on my mind, but thus far, though, no one has left me any questions yet, but, yeah, well, anyways, the update is for ACW's Divide and Conquer. The main reason why I didn't film last Sunday is because I had a lot on my mind, and I'm willing to do everything I can for you guys because, it's just that basically I do everything I can, but I want you guys to trust in me, and I'll never let you down because this, I believe, has been through a tough time for me. But, oh, hey, Ranger, how you been? And so, basically, Divide and Conquer will be up this Sunday, knowing I didn't get a chance to film last Sunday. But after Divide and Conquer, it will be the biggest event in TNW's history. TNW Las Vegas in Your House 5. basically, I just wanted to do a stream for you guys because knowing how long it's been, that's good. That's good there, Ranger. But basically, I wanted to do like a live stream for you guys because knowing how long it's been, since the last time I did a live stream, I was answering everyone's questions on QnA. So I thought maybe it'd be appropriate to do another QnA, knowing on my birthday week. Oh, thanks, Jordan. But basically, that knowing that QnA is new these days and it's been around for a long time, and I've been around since 2014 of September 1st here on YouTube. So I thought maybe this would be a good time to answer some questions. So, are there any questions that I would love to answer? No? Oh my. Something tells me this is going to take a while. But basically, I've been pretty busy as of late, as you guys already know, so I don't want to repeat myself. So, oh my goodness. It's just basically, oh my, I almost forgot. I happened to add something to my collection. Like, not only do I own an Xbox One, but I got something for the Nintendo Wii, which I think is amazing to my collection. So, that's why I got this. My very own Guitar Hero guitar. As you can tell, it's for the Nintendo Wii. You can see the Wii remote inside. But this thing has been pretty hard on me as of late, knowing I played one of the greatest games ever developed for Guitar Hero. There's been a lot of great Guitar Hero games ever developed. And last thing I checked, excuse me. And last thing I checked is that basically knowing that I have a lot on my mind these days, but knowing that I'm going through a lot of ideas, but if you guys got any ideas, let me know, since this is Q&A, but it's just I would love to answer you guys' questions, but so far, though, no questions. But, oh well. But anyways, for what I do know is that there has been a lot of changes around YouTube, and basically on my channel, I've been doing a lot of great changes where basically I've been trying to come up with something new for the channel, but throughout years ago in 2019, as you guys know, as the 412 and Sonic series, which I think really blow the roof off the house. Oh. How often do you play the Guitar Hero? That's a very good question, Ranger. You see, I not only got a chance to play it for the first time, as you know, but it all started very much amazing years ago as a kid. I remember playing Guitar Hero for the first time, but it was hard to not know how to play the game because basically I didn't know how to play, but eventually when I got the hang of it on the Xbox 360 as a kid, I got a chance to play it nicely at the time, playing some of my favorite songs like School's Out by Alice Cooper. There was so many other songs that were on there. And of course, there was another game I played with the Guitar Hero guitar for the 360, which was, I think, one of my greatest childhood games I've ever played, Lego Rock Band. And Lego Rock Band, I believe, was basically one of the all-time great games ever developed, where you get a chance to create your own band and basically create your own story. But however, the other songs I love playing on that game as well, along with Guitar Hero, was basically, you already know, is Alice Cooper, School's Out, and of course, Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses. And also, basically, the other songs I like to play on Lego Rock Band were basically, I believe, one of the all-time greats, which was, I believe, We Will Rock You by one of the most legendary rock bands in history by the name Queen. And basically the other songs I've ever heard on the songs, but they were all pretty fun to play. But anyways, are there any more questions that I'd like to answer? And it looks like Ranger's the first one to ask. But basically, knowing that this Q&A has gotten pretty amazing so far, and I just love answering people's questions, but basically, it's just that this has already gotten so far amazing on this other Q&A, but basically, I have an announcement to make. The first person that subscribes to this channel today will be a part of a free giveaway that I forgot to mention, because the first person someone new to subscribe to this channel will be a part of a free giveaway, which I don't want to tell what it is, but I'd rather not spoil the surprise. But however, I give it as a gift. But basically, though, whoever subscribes to this channel today will get a subscriber back guaranteed. But basically, that's been part of the channel. But for what I do know is that it's been pretty hard as of late trying to make videos, but I'll do whatever it takes to make the best video any way that I can for you guys, because I am always coming up with ideas, but because it appears as though I've been trying to take a break for quite some time, because I gotta clear my vocals every time I ring announce and commentate on the show. But basically, it's been pretty hard. But no matter what, you guys, I always try to do what I can to give you guys the best show that I don't think anybody will ever forget. But basically, there is always a lot going on these days, but as you could tell, the main reason why I added lightning to the guitar for Guitar Hero, but it was my way of paying tribute to one of the all-time greats in the history of the world of wrestling has ever known, which was the same man who won that title belt, which was The Undertaker. Because after last year, when he was calling his final statement, calling his retirement, I was so emotional to see that on the WWE Network last year. But I was very glad to see one of my all-time favorites in a WWE ring one last time. But I just wish I was there in person. But knowing last year was a hard day for everybody, but I just wish it could have been awesome. Now, basically, with a lot going on these days, it's just a matter of time before this Sunday will be amazing. But anyways, it's just only a matter of time before I get a chance to work on something new for the official 5th Las Vegas In Your House 5, because this year I've decided, knowing last year we were in the middle of a pandemic last year in 2020, it was pretty hard. Originally, I was trying to think of a casino it would take place into, like I do every once a year in the video game world. Like the first one took place in the Luxor Casino, the same casino I stayed at one time with my family, which was years ago. And of course, not exactly the Luxor I didn't stay into, but I actually stayed in the Venetian, which was actually the very first location I've actually stayed in with my family when we took a trip out here in Vegas. The second location I decided that it would take place years ago was the second Las Vegas In Your House, which was Caesar's Palace, which was the legendary spot in the history for boxing and other world entertainment purposes. But it was one of the greatest arenas in the history of this business. The third one took place in one of the most environmental casinos, which looked like New York City, but the place was actually called New York, New York. But I believe it was a great casino. I've been to a couple of times. It had a lot of great rides there, but it had the biggest arcade in the world, which I've never got a chance to play at. But basically, I thought maybe it would be awesome at the time. But last year, the fourth one, knowing that all the casinos were closed, including where originally I had planned for where the casino would take place, which was the Luxor Casino. Now, the Luxor Casino was basically that looks like ancient Egypt, and I wanted it to be like where it would be appropriate to make it look more ancient Egyptish. But I don't want to leave out any spoilers on what's going to happen at TNW Las Vegas Senior House 5 for the matches. So that would be pretty rude and who's going to be competing. So it's best if you guys wait and see until after Divide and Conquer and the final TNW episodes. I mean, the final TNW episode leading into the final ACW episode and the final stop, which was HWF on Thursday, leading into the big event on Friday. But anyways, does anyone have any questions? Take that as a no then, because it's already, I think I hear crickets. Oh. What's your favorite Dane Tyler character? Oh, Jordan, I'm glad you brought that up. Now, my favorite Dane Tyler character, which was Bowser Jr., because that kid, yeah, he's just so funny because Bowser Jr. at first was just, he had a different version of him because he was like, he had a bit of crush on Chef Pino, which was, I think, was pretty funny. But Charlie was a drunken dog. I just don't know if that was my favorite character, but it was actually Bowser Jr., which was so funny. That was until I saw Bowser Jr.'s girlfriend on that project, but it was so dang funny. But knowing it was a plush video, but I never got over what happened next at the playground. I still never forgot that day, which was so funny when I first saw his video. What was it? I remembered, of course. Oh yeah, that's right. Basically, it was where Chef Pino was on the monkey bars, and he was just like, "Why do I have to do these monkey bars?" Yeah, one by one. Until Bowser Jr. screamed out his name, and he landed his back right on the swing, which was so funny. And he was just like, "Oh, oh, mommy, mommy, mommy!" Oh, it was so funny. That was a funny moment I never forgot about. And yeah, that was my main reason why Bowser Jr. was my favorite character because he got so lucky to find himself a girlfriend. But the ending I noticed did not go too well. But anyways, oh Ranger, that's actually a good idea. I just can't wait to see those shorts. And I could tell Charlie is well, Jordan. Charlie may be your favorite character, but Bowser Jr. is my favorite. So, speaking of Bowser Jr., I've decided that I plan to be bringing back my 412 films, knowing how hard it's been getting these days. I've been trying to do something new at least for my 412 films, but if Bowser Jr. were here, he would be like, Daddy, why can't I at least play video games? But that would be so funny at least if you did ask me that. Anyways, yeah, that's true, Jordan. Bowser Jr. is cool too. But basically, there is so much going on these days. I already know that basically I have an announcement to make, which is another one. I've decided that you, the fans at home, can decide on which 412 movie you would like to see, but more importantly, you, the fans, will also decide on which matches you like to see in TNW, ACW, or the HWF. Because I've decided it is the fans' request match. Because that's right, you, the fans at home, can request on what match you guys would like to see. And of course, you would also request on what 412 movie you guys would like to see. And of course, the 412 and Sonic series has been getting pretty hard as of late. Knowing I'm short on voice acting, but there's just some people I don't want to talk about right now because, well, I'm just leaving it at that. But basically, it's been getting pretty hard as of late. Going I'm short on talent, but eventually I'm still going to find somebody for some characters I plan to be bringing in. Like, unfortunately, it's been getting pretty hard. Like some characters I had planned, like Monkey D. Luffy, which is from One Piece, and the Straw Hat Pirates, including the Green Goblin, since I got Spider-Man in my projects, thanks to my good friend GGP, formerly known as Gordy Gameplay Reacts, Spider-Man Reacts, my good friend. And of course, Jay Rain's character, which is done by my best friend, Noah Anderson, which I think has been going amazing so far. But basically, thus far, though, there's been already like 2 questions in a row so far. And if anyone has any other questions, feel free to let me know in the chat, because I'll be more than glad to answer your questions any way that you can. And basically, knowing how hard it's been. But there's been so many other things to my collection that I have, but knowing I've already owned, like, not just title belts, but I got some amazing action figures in my collection, but some of them you guys already know about in my last 412 movies years ago. And I think it's about time I show you one of my action figures that were used in the 412 movies, knowing I didn't get a chance to show you guys if I got up to 412 subscribers. So let me show you what I got from the 412 movie cast. My goodness. Let's start off with this one. This one is an action figure of Stone Cold Steve Austin, because basically this is the same action figure I've used in my 412 movies and my plush videos, because this is basically one of the first Stone Colds I've had in my videos for the past few years. But the last one I used was wearing his trunks and boots, which was the defining moment Stone Cold that came with the Smoking Skull belt and the Winged Eagle title that you see on my top bunk, but you can't see it. So, but basically, it even came with the other title he held on to. So basically, that's one of my other cast members. Let me get the other one. Daddy, where can I go next? Junior, wait your turn. Sorry. Basically, here we go. And so basically, this is the John Cena action figure I've used in my last 412 movies, where it was the babysit of the Koopalings, where John Cena was playing a game of hide and seek, you can't see me, or hide and you can't see me, because this was basically John Cena's idea of hide and seek. But as you can tell, he's wearing the original jersey that he wore when he was the Doctor of Thugonomics. I had given him a hat, which was basically one of them. And if you can't see the dog tag, and basically, as you could tell, this was his dog tags that he wore when he had, and as you can tell on the back of his jersey, Cena 13, if you can see that. But basically, this John Cena, I think, turned out to be amazing. Let's get the other cast member. And so basically, it's been pretty long, as you can tell, since I haven't done my latest 412 movie. Daddy! Ranger says hi to me! Oh, I know, son. Wait your turn. Howie! Okay. Now, basically, I've been waiting to save these two for quite some time. As basically, as you can see, these are the two Undertaker I've used in my 412 movies, which I thought would be like a twin brother to the Undertaker. Oh, Jordan. I never missed. I really missed that, Jordan, because what I'm trying to say is I really missed the Freddie and People. It's filmed by a live audience. I really missed that. So basically, as you can tell, at WrestleMania 22, you can tell on the tights. But basically, I thought I used this as the Undertaker's twin brother, and this is the Undertaker from when he was returning to the WWE. As you can tell, if I take off the hat, this is what the Undertaker looked like back then when he was returning to the WWE. This jacket here is basically something that was used from the Undertaker, and as you can tell from the Undertaker's tights, his wrestling attire, that this was something that the Undertaker wore at the time when he was returning to face off against the one and only Bray Wyatt, which is the Bray Wyatt. I wanted to use something from my plush videos that were never used before. But basically, that was the main reason why I wanted to do like something new that's never been done before. So, anyways, let's get to the other cast members, because they've been waiting their turn quite a while now. Not exactly. And as you can see, this is the Kane and Pallbearer edition. But actually, this is the Kane action figure I've been using in my 412 movies, as you can tell by this vest he's wearing that he wore at the time of his return to the WWE. But basically, this is the Kane action figure I've been using, and even returning to the 412 movie scene at the time. And as you can see here, this is Pallbearer from the Build-A-Pallbearer set that was used in my 412 movies to resurrect Pallbearer, because basically that was the first time I used the actual opening critics to the 412 movie, but which I think was amazing to work with at the time. I think it was something I think I never thought I'd do. So basically, let's get to the next cast members. Sorry about that, being too close to the screen. Oh, man. Shoot. That was an accident. Sorry about that. Just dropped one of my cast members. As you can tell, this is the official Big Boss Man action figure that I had in my collection, because this one I've been trying to get for quite some time, because basically, sorry about that. Basically, this is the Pallbearer, but the Big Boss Man action figure. This is the same ring attire that he wore when he took on the Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell with, at the time, during the time when it was just called the WWF, but it was WrestleMania 15 years ago. I know. I mean, I missed that too, Jordan. I missed that too. But basically, this is where Big Boss Man was wearing his sunglasses, as you can tell here. These ones are movable, but in the end, I think that that's where Big Boss Man had a huge resume of championships at the time, winning tag titles with Ken Shamrock, and of course, winning the Hardcore title on numerous occasions. But right now, though, I think it's about time I show you the main character that's been on my 412 movie cast that I believe Ranger has been waiting for. So, hang on a minute. There we go. Come on, Junior. It's your turn now, son. About time. Hey, don't you give me an attitude. Sorry. Come here. Now, basically, well, this is the Bowser Jr. I had in my collection for a long time because it's just that knowing I've used this Bowser Jr. for a very, very long time because, as you could tell, he's just a little dusted up. But he has been on 412 movies for years to come, but ever since his appearance in the first film I did, which was the Welcome of Bowser Jr., but basically, I plan to be doing another one like this, but where actually it's Bowser Jr., it's more likely the welcome of somebody else coming to my projects, but I mean, more likely coming to my 412 movies as well. But I just don't know what to do, but on who's coming. But I remembered this is where Bowser Jr. showed up in the 412 movie that I did for the first time. And basically, it's been getting pretty hard as of late due to last year. And my grandmother and everyone needed to be safe. So I just hope that right now everyone is safe. So as you could tell, Ranger, as you could tell, Bowser Jr. has been through a lot in his time in the 412 movie series for years. He just got married to Paige, and they have a son, which is, is Junior Jr., but I still remember that time in TNW where I did that promo on Mr. Goodman, but it was just so sad to do so. No, I actually don't have that puppet, but if I do plan to get a chef puppet, that would be funny. But speaking of chefs, I've been saving these two for quite some time. But as you can tell, for right now, Bowser Jr. has been through a lot in his time in the 412 movies, and if you guys have any ideas on which 412 movie I should do next for Bowser Jr., let me know in the question. Let me know in the live chat. And right now, though, let's bring out the other cast members. Don't you dare try to hit me, son. I wasn't going to. Huh. Like I've heard that before. I don't know how long it's been, son. Just never mind. And so basically, knowing how long it's been that these two have been around in the series. Oh, I hate dropping things. Excuse me a minute. Be patient, everyone. Okay. Let me set that down real quick. There they are. What are you doing right next to Hogan and McMahon? Charlotte. Never mind. But basically, this is the J&J security figures that I've used in my latest projects, and one of them I've called J, including J, because basically J&J security were a couple of gimmicks that were done by Jamie Noble, but this guy I haven't found out about yet. I already know that Jamie Noble basically was in the WWE at the time. And, oh no, so long. Thank you, Ranger. Now, basically, Jamie Noble was basically the former cruiserweight champion back in the WWE, and back in his early time, he even lost the title to none other than Lance Storm, who was also a former WCW cruiserweight champion. But I think that made history throughout their rivalry. But in the end, it was an all-out war between those two guys. But anyways, let's get to the cast members. What should it be? Of course. There's Bree. Nikki, actually. Oh, there's Brie. And I have the married couple, Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella, which I think were the most important part of the 412 movie cast, which I wanted to do a storyline between these two because these two are actually happily married. But basically, I wanted to do a story, but get off his hand. But basically, I just wanted to do a storyline where it was Valentine's Day, and there were Valentine's Day gifts that were given by them. And that was until I had to go all to the gas station to get Valentine's Day gifts for Bowser Jr. because knowing he couldn't do things on his own. But in the end, it was a fun project to work with. Being a fun 412 movie to work with at the time. But anyways, I have another cast member I've been trying to show you guys. So don't. Oh, no. Son of a jerk. Which was Vince McMahon, who appeared in the project for the first time in Austin, was not happy about it because this was Triple H's father-in-law. Excuse me a minute. This was, sorry about that. This Triple H's father-in-law, which they are still happily family. But Vince McMahon has his daughter, Stephanie McMahon, which is Triple H is happily married to. So this is actually Triple H's father-in-law, because basically that led up to the whole ordeal where Austin was not happy about it, and the McMahon family moved into the 412 residence at the time. But that was until I left the warning to Vince McMahon. Either he shows some respect to Austin, or there was going to be trouble, or he wanted Austin out of the house. Until that led up to where the build up to the whole story, which was so fun to work with. I never knew what actually could have come to it. But anyways, I never thought I'd actually do that kind of video, but it was kind of a small time 412 plush video person. But 412 movies is still small time. But if you guys have any ideas for the next 412 movie, let me know in the live chat. So anyways, let's get to the next 412 movie cast member. So basically, you guys already know. Sorry about that. I thought someone left a question. Okay. And that's where it brings down to these two, Eddie Guerrero, who is a Hall of Famer, and his nephew, Chavo Guerrero, which is Chavo Jr. But basically, the Guerreros were one of the all-time greats in the history of wrestling. And I remember doing a resurrection video on my last 412 movie, which was Eddie Guerrero. Hello. And basically, Eddie Guerrero had tremendous history in the WWE. He was a former WWE champion. And so basically, Guerrero has done a lot over the years. And so basically, I want to try to at least bring him to the 412 movie cast, which I think would have been awesome. And so basically, that's summed down, a few more to go. So let's bring in the 412 movie cast. I had to mention, this is Nikki Bella, John Cena's former fiancée, but basically they're dating anymore, which was a bit of a problem. But for my 412 movies, I didn't know what to do at the time since they were no longer happily married. Ranger. And so basically, Nikki Bella has done it all back in WWE. She's already a Hall of Famer with her sister Brie, and also a former Divas champion. With a bit of fourth wall humor, would help out anything at the time. But basically, she was a former Divas champion on numerous occasions, held the title longer than anybody in history back in the WWE, and most of all, she even won the title from the likes of Paige, everyone else, and she even broken AJ Lee's record, which I think was one of the most amazing moments in the history of wrestling. But it was a shame that the Bella Twins never got a chance to become WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. But sooner or later, they might make it happen, but I just don't know that yet. But anyways, I got one more to show, but you already know about the McMahons that are already in my cast. It's time I got one more to show you. Which one should it be? Oh, this one's better. And as you could tell, I got The Rock in my 412 movies, and you can see the details on his tattoo, which was the Samoan tattoo, and he got the Brahma Bull tattoo. Nicely done there, Ranger. Well done. But basically, this is where The Rock had tremendous returns in WWE's history. Oh, what's up, Noah? And so basically, there's been so many triumphant returns that The Rock had in WWE's history. But basically, the man is a legend, former multiple time WWE champion, and a former WCW champion like 2 times in a row in his career, even winning tag titles with the likes of The Undertaker and, of course, Chris Jericho and other superstars, including Mankind. Oh, nothing, Noah. I'm just working on a little Q&A. And so basically, that's the rest of the 412 movie cast. I wanted to show you the Koopalings, but I don't have time for that. So basically, that will do it for this review. So I promise you guys, the next time I'm doing a live stream, I will be reviewing the Koopalings that were on my 412 movies. So that's a promise I'm willing to keep. So anyways, does anyone have any questions? I guess not. But it looks like Q&A takes time. Oh, Chicho. It's Russell. It's Let's Wrestle. El Chichi. El Chi. Sorry. Aw, thanks, Jordan. Now, basically, I just want to let everyone know what's going to happen, knowing it's going to be the return of 412 movies. I might be adding in some new voice characters, but bringing in some new characters for this 412 movies that I plan to be bringing back to my channel. But who knows? Maybe I could be lucky enough to add like some new Mario characters or maybe some Sonic characters to the mix. Knowing Sonic hasn't been seen in my 412 movies for a long time, I plan to be bringing him back when the time comes. Oh my god. No, thank you. No, thank you. But basically, knowing how long it's been, eventually things will change in the 412 movies, knowing I plan to be bringing in some more characters. But in the end, though, the live stream Q&A left out a few more questions. I still got time to answer a few more questions. If anybody would like to leave a question, now's the time, but feel free to leave a question. But I already do know that things have already heated up on the 412 movies, but eventually things might change. I just don't know that yet. But basically, no, you're good, Ranger. It's actually 412 movies, actually. Oh, dude, you want a match with me? We'll see about that. We'll see. But anyways, basically knowing how long it's been since my 412 movies, but answering Q&A is one thing I love doing, but I just haven't done it in a long time. But you're good, Ranger. You're good. Besides, your jokes are amazing. Oh, Chia. Oh, my. You want to have a wrestling match with me? We'll see about that. We'll see. Just talk to Noah Anderson or anyone from TNW, and we'll see what we can do about that. I forgot to mention you guys that TNW Wrestling has been going through some dramatic changes, which is not just my channel, it's also my best friend's channel and everyone that belongs on TNW Wrestling. Because basically we have been trying to plan out some ideas, but I don't want to tell anyone what it is. So anyways, does anyone have any questions? Ah, my goodness. But basically, with a lot going on these days, there's always a lot planned out. But always expect the unexpected when things are amazing for 412 movies. But you never know what you plan to do. Interest, fourth wall joke here. No, you're good, Ranger. You're good. Besides, it's all about having fun. Oh my. Okay. Cool 412 has been pretty busy as of late, but he's been planning a lot of ideas. Oh, Chicho, thank you for that. That brings back a lot of great memories for the past few years in TNW. Thank you. But basically, though, knowing. Huh? Oh. Excuse me a minute. There we go. Sorry about that. So basically, everything's been going pretty amazing so far. But in the end, though, knowing there's a lot of ideas to go around, if anyone has any ideas, let me know in the live chat or in the comment down in the area below. Feel free to leave me your ideas, and from there we can sort everything out. Now, Chicho, you would love to beat me in a match? Oh, good God. My goodness. My goodness. Well, the channel is also based upon wrestling, so who knows what could happen. My goodness. Here we go. And so basically, knowing that there's a lot new going on these days, things eventually will change for the better. But anyways, knowing that... Huh? Seriously? Well, Ranger, do I have news for you? If your notebook gets stolen, my advice, well, this is the most important advice I've taken from that I've learned from some great YouTubers out there that I know, but some people I know is all about great advice. But Ranger, I remember a time on YouTube, like during a time where before I got onto YouTube, but when 2016 struck for me, I met the legendary Kurt Angle, but there was one thing Angle told everyone, including myself. He got bullied at a time where somebody tried to steal his shirt, but he got disrespected. But in the end, though, if someone is bullying you, please step up and understand that we don't tolerate bullies. Because everyone knows if you're ever bullied, please step up and always talk to a parent, talk to a teacher, and most of all, talk to the principal if anyone is bullying you. Well, El Chicho, you had 3 years of training. Me and my friend Noah will take that under consideration, but if you got Facebook Messenger, let us know, because we'll be more than glad to see what you can do in a TNW ring someday. In the real world, that is. Because TNW wrestling, I believe, has been going pretty good. But anyways, I gotta end this chat here sooner or later, but if anyone has any questions, please leave me a question before I end this chat, because I would love to hear a few more questions before I end it off here today. I'll take that as a no then. But basically, knowing how long it's been since I have been on YouTube, it's just that basically knowing YouTube and how long it's been, and in the end, it's always been like how it ends and how everything works. But understand that basically knowing, I just want people to understand that don't let people bully you and don't let them get to you. And most of all, my advice to you is, basically, I was bullied myself years ago in school, but I always got bullied on the bus. But sometimes there's one advice I taught myself that I want to teach you all right now. That is, stand up. Always talk to a person. Talk to your parents. Talk to your family. Most of all, talk to your friends and talk to the teacher and let them know what's happening. And always make sure to never, ever give up on everything you dream of. And eventually, your dream will come true. But anyways, I only got a few more minutes on the live chat before I end it off here today. Does anyone have any questions? Well, there's no questions. Well, I guess that wraps it up for this Q&A. So anyways, I want to thank you all so much for watching this Q&A on the live chat. So be sure to like this video. Leave a comment down in the area below on what you think I should do for the next 412 movie. And also, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, like I've already mentioned before. Or if you want to share this video live chat, meaning on the live, be sure to know about this channel, because this channel, I believe, is going to be amazing so far. I want to let everyone know. I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. Meantime, though, if you guys, the official merch on my channel has been open. If you got a t-shirt, link will be in the description area below. And I want to thank you all so much. I know I said, what's up?